Hey guys, Kevin again. I am here for part 2 of our series where we're going to build an open source version of Cursor. So, if you didn't catch for part 1, that's okay. Basically, we just kind of went through what's behind the scenes for Cursor. Okay, all of the prompts, kind of overview of kind of what a coding agent looks like, some of the system prompts, all the tools, all that stuff. Okay, so you guys feel free to check that out. For today, we're actually going to build out a very simple version of an AI coding agent. Okay, now we're not going to fork VS Code. We're not going to add a bunch of bells and whistles. But for today, we're just going to show how you can use a command line tool to set up a basic agent, call an LLM. In this case, we'll do Sonnet 3.7 and have it do some basic stuff. Okay, hopefully we'll get there. Okay, I haven't tried this yet. Okay, I'm winging this, so we will see how it goes. If it's terrible, I'll delete this video. Nobody will ever know. But hopefully we can kind of work through this and see if we can come up with something that that works and also is a way for you guys to learn about how an AI coding agent works. Because I truly believe that if you can understand it kind of from first principles, it's going to make you a much better coder when you use these tools. You're going to understand how to use these tools, why they're doing things a certain way, and how to best prompt them and come up with your own tips and tricks to building using AI coding tools. So first of all, we need to go through and build a spec. Now, if you guys have watched my videos, you've seen this approach. I'm going to keep doing it because it works, and I hope you guys are trying it too because it works really well. But basically what we are doing here is this is sort of a little bit of a meta prompt that said, hey, I want to create a BRD, business requirement stock, a PRD, product requirement stock, and start from a high level overview of an application and break it down in a lot of details using all of these different techniques that senior level product manager would use. Okay, and so we came up with these prompts. I've shown these in prior videos. I'm not going to dive into details. I'll share a link to these too so you guys can see them yourself. But basically we kind of go step by step and we come up with these prompts, and then we're ultimately trying to get a checklist of tasks for the AI agent to go and do just by itself. It's just going to go for half an hour or so and give us a starting point to build this up. All right, so here's what I did, just so you guys don't have to sit and watch me for 20 minutes, copy and paste and do all this stuff. But basically, so this thing here, this is just HTML, right? You could view source, and basically I just copy and pasted this. This is reveal.js. Pretty cool. If you guys haven't tried this out, you can ask ChatGPT to take some information and turn it into a reveal.js slideshow, and you get that. So that's all I did. I just copy pasted that. And then I put it, this is long, so I know you guys love to watch me scroll. We're going to put it down here into one of those prompts we had before. And we're basically going to say, give me a business requirements document, right? In this case, we're using, let's see here. Yes. Okay. So we did all this stuff. Okay, yeah, so I said, so we created we started off here and we created this product requirement document. So we sort of had some high-level business, and I skipped right ahead to this PRD. Now, again, your mileage may vary. You might go to a BRD and then a PRD. You might just jump to the PRD. But basically, that's sort of what we did. And I didn't see it because it was in this canvas here. But we got this nice detailed PRD. Pretty cool. It looked good. And then I said, okay, now give me a checklist. Okay, so created a checklist. Check. And look at how detailed this is. This is good. Okay, again, this is 4.5. Your mileage might vary. You might try, O3 Mini. You might try O1 Pro. You could also try Deep Research. Lots of different ways to try this. This is a new model. I wanted to give it a shot. And you guys, had another video. 4.5 is a little bit disappointing from the API perspective from a price, but, it's a good model. And I think it's good for something like this where it's a writing task, right? Very clear writing task. You know, did what appears to be a nice job at this, and we will find out if it's any good. All right, so we did that. And let me go ahead and I'm just going to go and kick this off. So here's a brand new thing. Oh, let's do this first. We need to get our next AIs. Actually, you know what? We're not going to start with our next AI. Usually we start with our next AI starter kit and I clone it. But in this case, because we're doing a command line app, let's just start from scratch. Let's see what it can do. All right, so I'm calling this fork, F-O-R-K. You know, it's kind of a play on the fact that every AI coding agent is just forking VS Code. And so let's just lean into it, right? This is the CLI version of it, command line interface. And let's just, let's do this. Let's make a task.md. Let's just open this up and we should just have, we got some stuff here. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, we got task.md and we're going to paste this in here. And we're going to say, there's only one file in here. Okay. Where are you? There it is. Okay. So we have task.md. Okay. And then we're going to say, this is where I actually do want my next AI starting. No issues. Okay. Oh, guys, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Here it is. Okay, so let's come in here. We have this sample that we use to kick this off, to go through each story in the cursor task. We'll call it cursor task just to be consistent. Cursor task NMD. Okay. And let's add this context in here. What's happening? All right, come on, come on. Don't know where it is. There it is. Okay, so it's there. Okay, so we're gonna go through here. Okay, so just double check. We're in agent mode. Sonnet 3.7. 3.7 is a great model. You got to keep it on Rails, unless you want to do the chaos coding where you just tell it to go and you just let it kind of go wild and do a bunch of really difficult things. But usually there's sort of an in-between where, you know, either you keep it on Rails or you have it go wild on a new project. But yeah, so anyway, let's look through here. So we're basically, the first step here is we're initializing all of this stuff. Yes, prettier. This is fine. Okay, this is all basic stuff. Now, the other thing that we did was for fork. You know, this is a good overview of kind of the pieces to do, but we're missing a lot of those details. So if you remember in my, here we are, we have a lot of details about prompts, about tool definitions, all this stuff, and we're just kind of missing this. So I don't know if this is a 4.5 thing, or you know, 0.1 would have gotten this a little bit better, but in either case, I basically just said, hey, give me some more details. Okay, we're going to create a new, basically, let's create a docs folder here. And then, yeah, I've been doing this lately, just grabbing a bunch of Markdown files that I get from ChatGPT, technical details, MD, we'll just call it that, okay. Hey, let's even call that. Okay, that's good. Oh, let's run some stuff. All right, and so we're going to kick this off. All right, so hopefully what we will do here, okay, we got a bunch of stuff. We have our TS config. We're doing ESLint. I love Prettier. ESLint, have a love-hate relationship. I think it's a great package. It enforces good, you know, coding conventions in your application. I also find it can conflict with AI coding really strongly, and you can often a lot of the back and forth you get is from ESLint rules that are failing and the you know, your coding agent having to go and do that. So it can actually burn a lot of extra tokens here to get code that's like slightly better. It depends on what you're trying to do. So I would say, you know, for something like this, I may actually just take this out because I feel like it might start to hinder us more than it's helping at this stage. You can always add it in later, and I find that actually the cursor agent will do a really nice job of just like lint, just go through all those errors and just clean everything up for you. But in any case, what's really kind of cool here is like, look, we've only been going for a few minutes and we already have like a nice structure set up here. We've installed a bunch of stuff. Look at all this. We have the nice folder structure. So we're kind of getting all the scaffolding in place. And this is very helpful. So, all right, so let's take a look at our task list here. We created the folder structure. Now, let's see. So you can see it going, it's creating this new index.ts. I don't see that on the list here. So cursor might be going a little off the rails here. I hope it's not. So we're going to keep an eye on this to make sure it's not going off and doing something it's basically shouldn't be doing. Basically, it's jumping ahead and trying to do its own version of all these steps that are coming up. And that would be bad because then it's going to start to conflict. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. Let's see here. It's generating something long. Okay, that's okay, I guess. That's fine. Actually, that's fine. What is it doing though? It's like kind of stuck here. So I'll give this a sec. If it is still kind of stuck, we may have to kick this. I don't know about you guys, but you know, I'm a fan of Cursor, of course. I know there's a lot of stuff that they're doing, you know, but some of these latest versions are getting a little bit buggy. So let's keep an eye on it. And let's do this. Actually, I'm going to stop this here. Let's just update this. I wonder if there's like a little bug here that may have been fixed. So let's get the latest version. Let's give the team benefit of the doubt. I know they're working hard on new stuff. So let's see if this will help. Okay. And the nice thing about this checklist approach is basically, you know, we can kind of look in here and see. Oh, okay. I don't know where my past chats are. Well, let's kick that off again. But basically, okay, we're gonna go through each story and do all this stuff. Now let's actually do this. I know this is like, I have to, oh my gosh, I gotta check all these off myself. Let's check. I think I did all these things, and that's fine. So let's see if we can get this thing going here. So the next step is we want to actually get this, this basic REPL up and going. Okay. Now it's using an app called, or a package called Commander. I've used this before. It's basically a really nice way to interface on a command line. Let's see, make sure it's doing the right stuff. That looks good. And then it's basically we're going to just start this up, and then we're going to execute a very simple command. Okay. Now what's really nice about this, and this is how I love to do code, which is you start with a tiny thing, you get it working, you move on to the next thing, and you just add, but you never do a whole bunch of stuff and then kick it off and then kind of cross your fingers and hope it works. Because if something isn't quite working, you're going to end up with a huge tangled mess on your hand. And so we have all this in here. The other thing that's interesting is normally I have my cursor rules that are set up. And actually, I might do that here. I like to constantly be building and committing along the way. Now, what's interesting about my cursor rules is I have a bunch of details for my Next.js project. So I'm not going to grab all of these. I'm just going to grab this. These are just kind of my little changes to make. Let's see here. So we'll just add these little things in here. We'll see if we get this. It's trying to do a bunch of stuff. That's fine. I just like to do this. Okay, so what's happening here? So we've installed. It's funny that sometimes, yeah, so I tell it to run safe installs on its own. Sometimes it does it, and sometimes it will skip. So, but that's a safe enough thing for types. Okay, we got a basic implementation. All right, this is exciting. Are we stuck again? I hope not. But let's kind of see what's going on here. I think it might actually be building something out. So as we're going, let's take a look at what is actually being created. So we have fork and we have REPL. So let's find out, where are these guys at? There's fork. Okay, so let's read through this. Now, pulling a command from commander, basically doing command line stuff. Getting package. We got the name here. Okay, so we're kicking this off the program. Here's the command that it's looking for. Okay, and then it should log this out. Okay, so, and then it basically has this nice thing here. We're parsing all of our arguments. If no command is provided, display help. Looks reasonable. Looks reasonable. What else do we have here? Oh, here we are. REPL. Okay, so we are kicking this off. Read eval print loop. Thank you for saying that, because I've been calling it REPL, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, I kind of forgot what that stands for. So I appreciate that. So what's going to happen here? We're going to have a nice little REPL prompt. Welcome to the fork CLI. Okay, so this is cool. So basically, we're going through, and whenever there's a new line, we're gonna, try to read that, and basically, it's a big if-else statement. We're gonna just kind of get these commands in and go and do something. Okay, so we got this going, and guys, I gotta say, I think we're stuck again. It's been generating. Let me just kick this and see if it's gonna come back to life, but I'm not happy with this right now. It's going to be a long video if this is not working the way I want, and I have to keep kicking it. Okay, so that's a little bit frustrating. All right, but that's okay. We're going to keep going here. Coding is always frustrating, just part of it. Doesn't matter how good your tools are, you're always going to have some frustrations, and that's okay. Okay, so we're running a build here to make sure all this stuff works. Okay, chmod that. That's good. So if you guys don't know, this is basically just making this an executable. That's fine. We're going to test this out. Okay, here we go. Let's test it. What just happened there? What just happened? Usage fork. Okay, basically, this is cool. Let's see what we did here. So basically, it ran this fork, and then it did --help, and it gave us these help commands. So it kind of did a thing, right? Okay, we're gonna do this. I have to say, I actually do not know. I'll be honest, I don't know what that command is doing. I haven't seen that before. I'll have to look that up. But I'm gonna trust this here. Okay, fork REPL, command's not found. I'm gonna run it through the script. So basically, we got to figure out why it's not actually. Oh, look at this! We got a REPL. This is nice. Help. Hey, look at that. Clear. We did something. That was so fun. Okay, we got a little app going here. This is so cool. Is it doing anything? It's generating. Is it really generating? Oof, boy. This is a challenge. That worked. All right, so hopefully it'll read that and it'll say, oh, okay, cool. We're going to commit. We're going to do all this stuff. We're going to do check on all of our tasks. Or it could just sit here and hang, because that would be a fun video. Let's watch Kevin's IDE hang for the next 30 minutes. That'll be awesome. Okay, here we go. Check. We checked it. And this is always my favorite part. I love it when it does this. Okay. I want to see what's going on here, though. So before we go too much farther, help me understand what went wrong here. Oh, you guys know if you do Shift Command Paste, you can actually paste text. It took me a long time to figure that out, but it's very useful, because I kind of hate when this happens, and oftentimes it doesn't read that right. So whatever. Okay. So here's a tip for debugging. Give me 4 or 5 reasons why this might not be working. Then choose the best and execute it. So you can do a couple different things here. Basically, I'm saying, hey, try to just give me some ideas. But basically, all we're doing here is we're getting some of this stuff in the context. We're kind of letting the model think a little extra harder, even though this is a thinking model and it should kind of go through that. But by starting off with a handful of different things that may be wrong, it's really gonna, start to think through this. Link command, blah, 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 blah. Let's create an npm script. Okay, I don't know if I love that. Well, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, we can do this for now. I'm not going to worry too much about the linking and all this stuff. We're just running it. It's in the REPL. Exit. There we go. Goodbye. Love it. Okay, this is so fun. We got a little thing. Okay, you know what? We're going to kick this off. The nice thing about the cursor task is you get this short-term memory. And so, oh, it was already going. Gosh, 3.7 is just like, okay, it's just going. All right, fine, you can keep going. So what is chalk? It just installed that. Terminal colors, that's cool. And then okay. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's doing colors and context indicators. Okay, cool. This is nice. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to stop after every story. Okay, it's just going a little bit too fast for me. But you know what? We're going to let it cook. Claude 3.7 is a very, very good model. I've been really happy with it. You do have to be a little careful with it, but, you got to just kind of keep an eye on this thing and make sure that it's not going too crazy. Okay. Use require. It's so interesting that it did that. So you see what it did there? We're importing all this stuff, but it's actually requiring chalk. Which is just like Node is such a mess right now with all these. But anyway, if that works, it works. I'm not going to push too hard on it, but, a little bit of a code smell there that when you start to see some of these things come in here. But again, for this, I don't see this project being a long-term thing. This is a stepping stone in our approach towards teaching you how AI coding agents work, and also a step towards building a real VS Code fork that actually does AI coding tasks, but maybe is a little bit improved and does some extra fun things from what Cursor does today. So we'll try that out. We'll see if that works. But yeah. Okay. So one other thing about 3.7 I think is really interesting is, this is a pretty long file. And if you notice, it takes a long time to update this. 3.5 is really good about doing inline edits. I feel like 3.7 though is like redoing the entire file and then saving it in there. And you guys will notice that if it's really kind of spinning and taking more than a few seconds to do something, it's because it's rewriting the whole file instead of doing a inline edit. And I don't know if that's something with the training for something with the prompt for Cursor. I don't know if that's something with 3.7, but it is something that you should keep an eye on, and you'll start to see this as we start to get some of these tools here. There's tools around editing by replacing a file and editing by doing an inline diff type of replacement. So, okay, so again, let's stop this here. I'm a little nervous about all these stops and everything here. And let's just kick this off again. So again, we have our short-term memory. We've got all this stuff in here, and let's just accept all this stuff and move on to our system prompt. Now, I'm very curious to see what it's going to do with the system prompt. What is that? Okay, there we go. Now, is it going to come up with its own system prompt? Oh wait, let's stop this here. I want to do this. Let's add a little context here. So I do want to add in the cursor tasks, but I also want to add in this tech details, because this tech details should have, if I look at it, I'll kick this off first so we can think. But this tech details should have, if it doesn't have a system prompt already, let's see here. Notice this, we're already a little bit off in terms of the folder structure here and what we actually did. So I don't know what's the best way to do that, but just a note here, we've got two things that are kind of going back and forth here. And I want to see if the system prompt is here. Ooh, okay, so we have a system prompt. I'm not thrilled with this, okay? So what we're going to do, let's go back, and if you remember my cursor overviews, we actually have the full-on cursor system prompt, okay? So we're going to take a look at this. Okay. You can see how detailed this is. And let's do this. I like this. And I'm going to take this system prompt and we're going to ask, here we go. Here's the cursor system prompt for AI agent. We want a simplified version for a CLI AI coding agent described. And then let's do this. Prompt. I like to use XML tags just to kind of get all the attention, focus in a certain area. Please modify prompt. There we go. Okay, so hopefully we get something good there. And what's going to happen here? We're getting the Anthropic SD. Okay, this is great. So we're getting Anthropic in here. Now this is something where it's going to do a thing. I'm okay with it doing a thing, but okay, so we have an AI API utility file. I already have one of these in my other project, so if this isn't good, we can always add that in there. But my sense is it's going to do a pretty good job of building this out. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Okay. Claude 3 Opus. See, this is a little bit of because the date of this model training, this latest SDK, it may not be in there. It may not be exactly right. So let's do this. I want to go to let's go to there it is, Anthropic API. And let's look at our developer docs. And where are I want to see our models. They're there. Models. There it is. So I knew there was a date here. Just want to grab this exact one. And let's update this. Okay. Max tokens is only 4,000. Now, how many tokens does this thing have? I think it is I think it's much higher. Let's look at Anthropic. Okay. I want to see how big this there we go. So it's 200 K. And okay. And what's the output? Output is okay. Yeah, there we go. 8192. So let's do this. The max tokens is like a little bit different from that. I'm gonna put that there. I think that'll work. If it doesn't quite work. All right, so we need a emp. And let's do this, guys. I'm gonna be careful not to change this, but let's do let's copy an existing emp file that has that Anthropic, but is also let's see here. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Let's grab this from let's do this. This is one I think that has it. We're going to copy this over. Okay, so I think we did that. I'm not actually going to open that file, but it should have an Anthropic. Can we get that? Yep, it's there. Okay. I'm not going to look at it, but that's okay. I'll change it. It's been committed. Okay. So we should have a thing. Now, let me double check in that. Okay. So we're streaming. Okay, so we're using streaming. That's good. That's good because we are chatting with this. What are we doing here? Okay, we're logging the conversation. Okay, so it basically gave us a few different functionalities. So this is good. Okay. System user. Yeah. Okay. Well, that looks pretty good to me. And I don't know if we have anything else here. Well, we can see what else we edited. We have the system prompt. Okay, let's update the system prompt because it's actually very important. You want these system prompts to be as good. There it is. Okay. So, you are fork, an efficient, precise, secure terminal-based. This is amazing. Great. Communication, tool usage. Okay, this looks good. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. Now, if this is a real system, obviously you would want to review this very deeply, and we can play around with this as we go. But for now, let's just grab this and this and that. Great. Okay, this looks pretty solid. Okay, I'm happy with this. You and I. Okay, that looks good. Now, I think this looks good. Let's see what we have. Okay. Did we install this? Yeah. Let's see. Did you update the... I don't think it updated the cursor task, but let's ask. Because I have a .env. Maybe it just didn't quite do that, but I think we have this done. So I at least did this, and I did that. Right, so let's just save that. Okay, what's it? Query. Okay. Okay, it did all that stuff. Okay, great. Okay, partial update. Make sure. It's funny that it did some of those and not all of them. Is that right? Or did I do? Yeah. Okay, it did that one up there, but it didn't that one. Okay, that's cool. Okay, fine. Let's just stop there. Okay, so now we're making some good progress, and let's add in our technical details. Okay, let's add that in, and then let's do this. I need to get a. If anybody has any a tip for, I know there's like a shortcut that you can use. I haven't bothered to look that up yet, but oops, that didn't work. But basically, a shortcut you can use to, basically paste in snippets and things for cursor. If you guys know that tip, let me know in the comments because it would be useful for me. All right, so we are going. Okay. Now, we're thinking. And the next thing is we want to do a tool interface, okay? And this is cool, but what I actually want to do, and this is interesting, I want to grab, actually, let's just do this. Let's create a new thing here. And please give very detailed, and let's change this actually. Let's do O3 mini. They have a nice long context. Tool definitions for the following. Now I'm going to do something here, which is we'll just say tools, just to kind of let it know that there's some tools in there. But for the most part, what we really want to do is say, what are the things we're actually going to do? Let's do, well, I guess it's all those. So here are the tools that we're going to do. Following tools. Okay. Then detailed. I like to say this technical report about the tool definitions and tool functions for these tools. And let's just see what it does. So it's kind of messy in here, right? I'm just kind of pasting doing some stuff in here. We got checklists, we have HTML, a bunch of stuff. The beauty of LLMs, right, is in theory it should be able to just kind of cut through all the junk and just kind of build something that's really kind of clean, right? This is great. We've got some stuff here. Okay. So we're just giving some more details about this. The thing that I really want to do, though, also is we have a very specific tool definition somewhere in here. Here we go. So I'm going to grab this. So this is an example of a bash schema. Now, if you actually read through the Claude code, they do an overview. There's something else where there's a sweet bench from Anthropic where they do an overview of how they make their coding tools work so well. And the key is you want to have really detailed descriptions. And so we're going to get some detailed descriptions here. This is great. Is this the right thing? No, sorry. Too many tabs. Great. Now, please, not. No. Please give very, very detailed okay, so we give an example of how detailed the, what's it called? Got my thing in here. Description. Okay, so I'm using caps to basically say, hey, pay attention here. You're guiding attention, right? When you prompt, you're guiding attention, and you can do that in different ways. One can be all caps. One can be using, XML brackets. How you do it is kind of up to you. Little art, little science here, but for the most part, you just want to highlight and focus on the things that are most important. Now, this is kind of a hard task for it to do. Okay, look at how long those descriptions are. I love that. The 3 minis are really nice, really nice model. I'm a big fan. So, okay. So, and what's nice here is we've got some Markdown docs, and we're just going to add these in here, right? And so this is a tool. I'm going to put that in there. Now, what's happening here? We're doing a bunch of stuff. We added some test tools. We added a tool loader. Okay, this is good. It looks like we're just kind of doing like a basic test here. Looks like you got stuck again. I'm gonna hit it. Let's keep going. Whew, struggling. Okay. So we have some schemas here. This is gonna be really helpful. Okay. 3.7 could probably come up with this itself. This is actually JSON. Right? Yeah. There we go. JSON. Okay. This is cool. We're going to add this in. Yeah. We'll see here. Let's take a look at what we're actually doing. If we're actually starting to build these, I might stop this and keep going. How to integrate this. Okay, so what do we have done so far? Let's see what we have. So we have tools. So we have this is nice. We have nice TypeScript interfaces. We're describing exactly what this looks like. Tool name success. Schema execute requires permissions. Let's make sure that this matches. It does not exactly match that. So I want to see what's going on here. Now, I don't want to jump too far ahead because it may be moving these things around. But we should know pretty quickly if this works or doesn't work. Load tools. Oh, this is interesting. So it's actually loading these tools one by one as from the files. And it's just like using these files as code. Is that going to... Okay. I don't know why you wouldn't just pull these in, but okay. Okay. Maybe an echo tool. Okay, we'll see if this works. No, it's nice. I like that it made a little test tool. That's cool. And then we have this basic tool here to list the directories. This is a pretty simple one. Execute directory. Yep. not a directory. Yep, read. So synchronously read dir. It's going to give us this, and then it's going to look at this. This gives us this nice little overview. So it's not just the whatever's in that file. It gives us a type. So file, directory, the size, the birth time, and when it was last modified. So it created the last modified. That looks pretty cool. Okay. So again, we're building all these little tools that the coding system can use. Yeah, let's try out that test. So I'm going to have it do it here instead of me going into the terminal, so that Cursor can look at the output, and if there's any errors, it can automatically update that. So we're going to try out that test. But overall, I'm pretty happy with what's going on here. Okay. So we're going to run this REPL. Chalk.cyan is not a function. Okay. Guys, we don't need to worry about chalk. All right. Let's try it, though. I think it'd be cool. What are we doing? Oh, guys, what are we doing? This is annoying, but this is coding, and I'd rather have... Oh, look at that! I would have, you know how long that would have taken with like Stack Overflow. It's so annoying. Okay. So let's see what commands are available. We have a test, right? Tools. Thinking. Oh, here we go. Oh, it like called that. But wait a second. Did we call that? This is an AI did a call. This is like actually doing stuff. This is so cool. Okay. Test tools. Okay. I thought we had a test. Didn't we have a test? What am I missing here, guys? I'm sure you're looking at me like, Kevin, you're such a dummy. You didn't see that. I thought we had we created a test system. Maybe we didn't. Oh, it's a simple test tool. Yeah. Oh, list dir. Oh, I see. List dir. Where's that? We just do this. Let's just try this. What are the files in my... Do you think this will work? I don't think this will work. I don't think this is going to work. No. Okay. So, okay. Slash. Quit. Okay. No. Exit. Thanks. I wasted so many tokens. That's great. Hopefully it'll catch that it had an error. So, yep. Doesn't have a case with no path is provided. That's cool. This is great. It's like, this is like doing something. So this is really interesting. If you actually look at what it did, it tried to call that tool. So we passed it in, and it like tried to do a thing. This is exciting. This is like actually, it's like actually doing something. Files are in my directory. I don't know if it knows, like, I mean, it should know that. Okay, so it called the tool. That's better than nothing. Okay. Yeah. Extract tool calls. Okay, so it's like it's debugging as we go, which maybe I should just stop doing this because maybe these are things that it's going to keep doing. But often I like to have a small thing working before we actually go and move on. What files are in my... But it's calling... It did it! Oh my gosh! We have tools! It made a tool call. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is right. tsconfig. This is great. The echo tool. Okay. Echo? Wait, what? It wants to test the echo? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't want to test that echo. Let's just get out of here. I think Sonic's gonna get mad at me. There you go. What is it doing? Hello, tool system. What did it do there? Tools.txt. Did it do something? Okay. I don't know what just happened there. It did some kind of test and it like passed its own test. So I'll have to dig into that. But it did a thing. But you can see here, it's working. It's working. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Now, we have the basic tools in place. Let's accept all. And let's keep going. Okay. This is exciting. This is really exciting. Okay. So we want to do this. Let's see here. What do we have open here? Let's do this. Let's close to the right. And then, I don't know if you guys know this little trick here, but let's add all these in there. That's so nice. Tool overview, tool schemas. Okay. And then, of course, I forgot to grab my thing. Oh, guys, I need this. I need this little snippet. Okay. Now, hopefully it'll remember. No. Okay, easy enough. Look at me complaining when I have to like type a few extra keys. I'm getting so spoiled. I am so spoiled. Okay, so we have tool overview and tool schema. Now my hope is that we're going to, it's going to use this combination of some of the work that we had done up front to kind of research some of the tools and the way the schemas are put together, using best practices from Anthropic. We're using the SMART model, in this case, O3 Mini, to actually go through and give us a whole bunch of context here. And then we're going to use 3.7, which is smart in its own right, to be able to pull all this together and to build some tools. Now, it already knows how to build a basic tool, and it's going to do something cool here. Maybe if I actually hit the send button, it'll do something cool here. And I think this is going to get us pretty far. So it's going to create some tools. It's going to do some stuff here. Okay. So look at this. We got a bunch of stuff going on here. And guys, I'll be honest with you. I got to go get dinner started for my family. So I'm going to pause right here. We're going to come back. And after all this stuff is done, we're going to take a look at what happened. And hopefully we're going to have a working coding agent. So I will see you on the other side. Hey guys, we're back, and oh my gosh, look at what has happened in the meantime. So just to catch you up, I know this is a long video, but basically we went through our cursor task to look at all of the setup things to get our basic coding agent working. And like, oh my gosh, it did it ever. We've added so many things in here. So here's our core kind of repl file. But I mean, look at all this stuff. We have all these files in here. Yeah, I'm not going to go through every single one of these tools, but like it's doing things like it's creating embeddings. We're doing semantic search. Look at this cool tool we got here. We can search the code base. This is vector search that it's using, storing this locally. There's so much stuff that's in here. This is like a real working example of a real agent. I'm excited to share this with you guys. Go ahead and dig in here. One thing to look at is our API. So this is our API calls. One thing I'm doing right now, I couldn't quite get the thinking working, so I disabled that. But, I am using Sonnet 3.7. And, you know what, let's just jump in here. And I'm going to show you guys. We're going to try this out. We'll see if this works or doesn't work. One thing I did is created these, a couple of test commands just to kind of try this out. There's some basic tests in here as well. But, I thought it'd be more fun to kind of go through a few of these and just show what we have available. Okay, so to start off, we're going to start up our little REPL here, and you can see what it did. So we added some tools in here. We added a little bit of context about sort of the Git, and then the project structure. So it's added there. And look, we've got a thing, whether or not it works. Okay, so our first test is like, let's just run help, and sure enough, we've got some commands. Let's see here. Let's clear it out. Clear. Hey, that worked. That was cool. Let's see, version is our next thing here. Thinking. Oh, oh, there we go. I think I did an AI call there. I don't think that was exactly what I was supposed to do, but like, hey, 1.0, sure. Okay, hello world. Let's see. So this is our first AI call. Well, maybe our second. It's thinking. There it goes. Okay, so that was a call actually out to Sonnet 37. This is so fun. Okay, what can you help me with? Okay, let's see if it can describe, if it knows what it's supposed to be able to do. Sure enough, it does. Look at that. So this comes from the system prompt, I believe. So it's asking me all this stuff here. Okay, now let's start to jump into some of these tools. So we're going to see if it knows. So see if it can do a tool call here. Okay, sort of. Formatting needs a little cleanup, and yes, this is it. This is it. Look at it. Look at this. You can double check this, but we have our directories here, our files in the root. This is so good. So that was the tool call. We did that. Let's check another one. So package JSON. So this is actually going to do a read file tool, I believe. Thinking. Okay, we got to fix that. Read file. Come on. Oh, look at that. Okay. We did it. That's funny. I think what it did is it read the file and then sent it to the LLM and then and send it back to us. But that's actually what we want, right? When it reads the file, we want to send it to the LLM so it can actually go and do something. So there's our thing here. Let's clear this out. Get to the top again. Okay. All right. Let's go a little bit farther. Let's find some files with the word repl. So this is going to use this rip search, maybe semantic search. We'll see what it used. Oh, it did use it. Okay, so we used the rip search. The results are quite extensive. Oh, here we go. Yes, repl and the bin. Oh, it's looking. It's like it's doing stuff. So look at this. It's doing like multi-step. It's looking at package. Whoa! Look at this. The repl. The key commands are here. Look at this whole thing. This is awesome. Great. Okay, we're going to start that over. Okay, and we're going to test this file search. Okay. I'm going to find some files in here. Name config. Do we have any files named config? You are? Let's try that again. I don't think it made the tool call there. Well, that one didn't work. So still a work in progress. So I don't know where the file search is, but it's interesting that it, I would have expected it to do something a little bit more than that, but that's okay. All right, let's try this one. Let's see if this works. So it's going to create a file. The requested content. I don't think it did that. Guys, it didn't do, let's see here. No. Let's try this. Let's restart this guy. I wonder if there's something going on here. Okay, there we go. So, did it create it? It did create it. There it is. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, we got to work on the little buggy there, but let's see if we can search for config. Search. Okay, file search. And, aha, there we go. This is so good. No, that's fine. There are many matches. Oh, that's interesting. Well, there shouldn't be that many, but whatever. Okay. Let's see here. What, our example. No, that's workflows. Test commands. There it is. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so we can read that. Hey, let's try this edit file. Okay. We might skip ahead here just because like it's doing stuff. Okay. Well, let's do that. No, let's read it. Actually, we'll just have it read. Why not? Because we're lazy. Updated content. That's so good. Awesome. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go a little bit higher level. Actually, let's do this one. This one's going to be a little bit more complex, I think. It's going to have to like do some searching. It's going to have to read some files in. Okay, so it's going to come up with a little plan. Let's search for the files first. All right, I would expect it to do a search, but you know, it's off doing something. Let's see what it's doing. I'll give it a sec. You know, we don't have any like awaiting loaders or anything like that in here. And again, guys, this is not intended to be something that you would use day to day to do your coding. This is an example to kind of show you how you can build your own coding agent. I've got it up there. Oh, there we go. Semantic search. Oh, it did semantic search. That's why it took so long, because it was it had to embed everything. That's epic. I love this. This is so cool. One quick thing to show you, so it's doing some refiles. We do have some logs here, so you can actually see behind the scenes what tools it's using. So we can dig in here and see, where's that semantic search? I don't know where that is. There should be a semantic search in there. You can also see the conversation log. So we have all these logged locally, so you can kind of, oh, here it is. Well, there's a sneak preview. Okay, here it is. Our system architect. So, this is so cool. It actually looked at the entire application, and it really was able to figure out this somewhat, I don't know how complex that task is, but medium. All right, let's just run this again, just to clear things out, just in case. I'm nervous about this thing. Okay, let's see if we can find our test commands. Okay, we're gonna find all these things. Let's do this. Let's jump ahead to this final task here. And this one's going to be a little bit, this is a much more complex task. It's going to have to do some stuff here, right? So it's going to have to first look and see what's out there. It's looking at directories. Look at all these things. One thing that'd be nice is actually to add some more details to this, instead of just saying read file, actually see what file it read. But if you look at what's happening here, guys, think about how this works when you're using cursor in the sidebar. Very similar, right? It's calling tools, it's sending the result back, it's kind of got a plan, it's trying to reach a goal for me here. And again, this isn't magic, this isn't rocket science. You've got a really smart model, you give it the right tools, and you give it the right system prompt and the right instructions. And yes, there's some glue and you got to get the UX and all this stuff right, but the basics of this thing, they work. Oh, look at this. We have permissions. Okay, so this is kind of cool. We have permissions in here. Granted that. So it's creating a file. I wanted to ask me before I did that. Okay, so it's testing these 4 commands. And let's look at what it did. Where's our test? Oh, there we go. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, look at this. It created this whole test file. Wow. Wow. Now, one thing that's interesting, notice some of these errors here. We do not yet have this tied into the linter, the language server, right? This is where I want to go in the next video or two is, okay, we've got a basic version working here. How do we take this to the next level? And I have to say, guys, I'm going to try this out. It might be a complete failure. I would love to try to actually integrate this into a VS Code fork and just try to get a very basic version of this working in a VS Code fork in the sidebar. I don't know how hard that is, but we're going to try it. And this is obviously this side project for me. This isn't like something I'm spending weeks of effort in. Pretty straightforward to go from what I had initially with that description from the the slides into our our task list, into a little bit of vibe debugging, a little bit of cleanup. Probably spent 2-3 hours of kind of cleanup time. So this isn't just like something that was able to get right off the ground, but in a couple days maybe we're able to get something going. So hopefully this is useful to you guys. If you want to stay up to date with the next step in this process, please subscribe. Click on my face up there. I think is that maybe how you do it. And let me know how if you guys like this. Again, this is fully open source. I'll put a link to this repo. Again, your mileage may vary. Maybe it's amazing. You can try it and it works great. Most likely you're going to try it. It's going to break. You can do pull requests, whatever. I'll start approving things. But again, this is more of a learning resource. This isn't meant to be a thing that you would actually use for your day-to-day coding. But we're going to keep building on this and building on it and building on it and see where we can get. So subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.